Okay, so for this first project, we're going to need the front and the back of our pattern, and we just need it cut out regular. So I haven't did any weird things to the actual pattern yet. I do want to point out, if you're going to cut out your dart like this, when you cut it, you still need to make sure that your triangle of your dart has that peak. That's going to make sure that it lays down flat when you press it and iron it. Cutting out your darts like this also is going to help make it easier for you to just keep making your copies of the pattern for when you are having to slash and spread for the pattern. So next, you're just going to go ahead and trace your darts using your chalk or your erasable ink. And then to get the back, I'm going to put the pins. We're going to do all of the darts. You're just going to sew them normally, except for the right one on the front. So for this one, I actually want to cut the dart open, and I'm going to measure it first. Okay, so 5.5 inches. Okay. Okay, so I got all of the darts pinned except for just prepped to sew, except for the one that we cut open. So on the front and the back, I pinned and prepped all those darts, so folded them in half, and then prep them. Bam. So I'm gonna set all of this to the side. And then remember, I originally measured this, that was about 5 inches. So I'm gonna make a cute little ruche piece. I'm gonna make sort of a fan shape that's a little more narrow at this side and fans out. I also want to see how wide this goes across. So to come across that, I'm gonna put a little wider, say 8 inches. So we're looking at 5 by 8, and I want this to be 3 inches, so 3 times as big. So to have a nice ruche. So we're gonna 15. So first we take my little scrap piece. I'm just gonna go ahead and fold it in half. I can't leave you alone. Okay, so I want this side right here, this is going to be the short side. I want it to be 15 inches because I'm making it 3 times our measurement of our dart, and that was 5 inches. So, but because it's in half, because I'm folding it in half, I'm making one piece, but I folded it in half to cut it easier. So because it's in half, instead of 15, I'm going to cut that number in half, but I don't want to use half numbers. So I'm going to go with 7. So this bottom edge down here, I'm going to mark at 7. And then remember when we measured across? So when I measure from the opening of the dart that we cut open across, it was about 8 inches. I'm going to give this more than 8 inches just because I'd rather have more than less. So from the edge of that, I'm just going to mark to 10, just so I have a general idea. And then after that, I want to take that and fan my ruler. So I actually want to fan it as wide as I can go on my fabric. Because essentially everything that I cut off is going to be a scrap anyway, so I might as well just make the most out of my scrap and fan it out as wide as the fabric will allow me. So bam. Okay. And then to connect this side over here to over here, just want to slightly round it. I super over exaggerated because it was at 8, but I put it at 10. Okay, so we can see that whole thing. Bam. So I'm just gonna cut that out along the line that I just drew. And I'm not cutting this. So this is a fold right here. I'm not gonna cut that fold. Remember, this cut right here doesn't need to be perfect because once we gather, we're going to have to trim some excess. And this in reality, this space was about 8 inches. It actually was closer to 7. So making it 10, I know, like, I'm very confident I can ruche and play with it and get different effects and just trim off the excess. But I'm going to open that so you can see. So this short side right here is about 3 times bigger than our cut. 1, 2, 3. Bam. So when we ruche it, it'll have a nice gathering effect. So now you're going to go to the sewing machine, sew the actual darts that are pinned and ready for us. You're going to do a gathering stitch at the short end. Okay, so now I've sewn and ironed all my darts. They're pressed. So bam, 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 1, 2, 3, and the back are all done. And I just have this one that is open. Right? And so now I have all of this fabric, and I have to figure out, okay, how do I want to put it into the opening? I can ruche it, I can pleat it. You see, it's already just immediately creating some cool designs. I'm going to make some pleats. So what I want to do is okay, fine. I can't find my chalk, but I'm gonna fold it in half and either make a chalk line or put a pin to mark. Okay, this is my this is my half point, and this is the shorter side of my little ruffle. Then I'm gonna do that again, fold it in half, mark the half point. These are my no math pleats. Do it on the other side, fold it in half, boop. Okay, then I'm gonna do each half again. Take those two pins, put it together. Now I have the half point of that little section. And then do the ends as well. So this one to here, and I get that half mark. So taking that in to the first pin, and that gives me that half mark. Oop. And okay, so just so you can see the full line, this is the short section of the ruffle. So I have the wider part back here, the shorter part up here, and now all the pins are evenly spaced. I would say go ahead and put the middle pin as like a different color so that you can easily tell this is the center. Okay. So you can see that that's my center pin, and now I just am folding each pin in. So I take this one, bring it to the middle. See how it's sticking out? I'm going to push it down, align it, and then pin it. Same thing, bring this one over. The space in between, so the middle two, you want them touching, and then everything that you do after that, you just want even space. So I know that from this section right here on the pinky is 1 inch. So I'm going to go 1 inch, adjust my pin, then go on this side, same thing. So from that fold, 1 inch, fold it. Again, 1 inch. Okay, so it's okay to leave it like that. But I'm going to take my piece and just going to compare notes. So after I do all that pleating, if I take this to here and I'm like, oh my gosh, it fits in there, bam, boom, bam, perfect, I don't have anything else to do. This is a little bit over the edge of both sides, but if this was a garment that we were actually making to wear, I would have seamed this side, these sides that are like tapering out, we would have seamed those. So I'm not mad at all. Just fold over the excess until it aligns, because that would normally be a seam. So now I'm comfortable with the alignment. I want to go ahead and do a quick stay stitch just at that edge. I hate to put things inside and then, oh, my pleats are moving and shifting. Okay, so you see, I have that little stitch. I also folded the sides. And now, notice this is the right side, so I'm looking at the front of my darts. And I'm going to go ahead and stick this inside. Lay it nice and flat. Make sure that your little stay stitch line is on the outside of your seam. That should not be visible. So I'm actually lining up the edge of my fabric from the dart I cut right to that. Okay, so you're going to sew this just like a regular dart. You're starting a little bit below the opening, do a slight little back stitch, and then take it a little deeper. So just imagine that the actual dart was still there. So just very narrow, like off the edge, and then a little bit deeper, and then once again, very narrow off the edge. If you're getting pucker at either of these spots, that means that you weren't like graduating. It wasn't gradual enough. So if you're doing like a sharp, then you're going to get a weird pucker. Okay, so I just want to show that. See how the seam gradually gets a little, and gradually comes back up. Alright, now that that's in there, bam, you open it. Oh my gosh, you have this cute drape piece that in reality could go a couple different ways. So I'm going to move her completely to the side. I don't want the drape piece into my side seam. And at this point, I'm going to sew the side seams and the shoulders. Do not sew the back seam of this. Okay, so just side seams and shoulders. Don't sew the back seam at all. And then from there, I'm going to take it to the mannequin so you actually can see a little bit of like what we could do with that drape piece. So just shoulders, side seams, not the back seam. So All right, so have our little mini and slide our little dress in and pin it at the back. So have our little mini, and then this I want to take. And the beautiful thing about this beautiful little ruche design is that we can do so many things with it. So we already sewed the side seam this time, right? But if I wanted to, I could actually leave that side seam open and then bring the ruching into here and sew it into the side seam when I sew the side seam. This, what we're going to do when we get to flounces and circle skirts, which is actually next, then we're going to learn about different techniques of like how to flounce this. But the idea of being able to take a flounce, a ruche, a ruffle, and put it into the dart and make this beautiful like multifunctional design is what I wanted to practice right now. The other cool thing is that if this was cut into a flounce, it could actually just kind of hang down. Out here like, hey, I'm cute. And because this particular fabric is like there's no right or wrong side, if this was completely hinged, then you could actually take it the other way as well. Like some people like to drape over one arm, drape it so that you have like a little ruche right here, sleeve right here, and then you get that beautiful design. And with a simple brooch at the shoulder, you have so much versatility. Okay, so for my picture though, I'm going to turn it this way and pull it over the shoulders, and then I'm going to sort of enhance the pleats. So I want to follow where they naturally are folding and bring that around the body and pin it right at the waist.